Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. You're watching Tarot with Kuka, and today is Sunday, July 19th, which brings us to our weekly installment of our guidance by the universe, God, the source, whatever it is you want to call it. Today is my last day of travel, and so I will be heading back home, so we will resume back to normal settings and whatnot. But I've been so grateful as the adventures I've had this week. It's been so fun, so much of a learning experience. So I am grateful to the universe and to God, most importantly, to allow me the opportunity to travel. So with that, let's get started on our weekly read. So remember, folks, if you like what you see, please don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button. I appreciate everybody's support. So thank you. And let's get started. So our first card is the situation. Interesting. So we have Santa Muerte in the reversed position. Santa Muerte is in the card of number 13, which is traditionally the death card in the tarot. And so what it seems like here is that again there is the blocking of something that is new and wonderful that is coming, and and so possibly our minds, our fears are limiting us to these wonderful changes that are yet to come. And so as you can see, I have a fourth card that is straggling out here, and so this is a jumper card. It was kind of weird because I shuffled it away, but it was just it literally popped back out in the deck and it didn't reveal. So I'm kind of curious as to what the additional message is. So with the card being in reverse, as you can see here, there is a cradle. She is pregnant, and so it's like she's literally ready to give birth to this whole new change, this whole new path, to the point where it's almost like a transmutation or a transformation of a whole new you. And so but we're holding ourselves back. So with that, let's see what the sun guidance is, as you remember. And this is in the reverse position as well. Very interesting. So the Ace of Swords is something of where the swords represents our thoughts, our intellect. And traditionally in the tarot cards, we don't see an individual, but here in each of the ace cards with the different suits, we do have our the symbolism with the actual suit. So here we have the suit of swords, but the funny thing is, in the reverse position, I kind of see this as a positive thing. Because what we are being handed is divine knowledge, and and it's going towards the earth. And as you know, with gravity, and if you've taken your science courses, you know that gravity points from all positions on the globe, points towards the center of earth. And so again, like heaven is trying to send us some help, and we're our heads right there, whether or not we want to receive it. And thus it's like a whole connection of our grounds to the earth versus our heads connecting with the divine. Kind of interesting. I will read the advice of the dead after I kind of go through these cards, and like I say, things are just a little bit different. Oh, so here we have the moon. And so with the moon card, we have our psychic abilities, our intuition. And so in order to, transform our ideas and our growth, we have the opportunity to work with our intuition, and thus making us stronger. So whether you're starting a new career, you can always use your intuition on the job. Some jobs kind of require it a little more than others, but our intuition is most certainly there to guide us. So let's see what we have here for we have the reverse Two of Cups. And so the Two of Cups is the couples card. And so it kind of seems like, and like I say, I don't like using negative, because like straight out of the bat, you see the couple that's in reverse and you want to say, oh my gosh, there's breakups, there's, your relationship is whatever it is you're going to make of it. If you're single, love is around the corner, but maybe you got to go through some changes first to kind of, get yourself in a better position. Maybe mentally right now you're not ready. If you are in a relationship right now, quite possibly what it means is that you two have to kind of work together on whatever it is the issue in order to turn this card around. It could quite possibly just simply mean that both of you are holding back your emotions. And in a sense, whatever emotion you're holding back, whether positive or negative, you're keeping your love out of your circle. And so it's hard to grow as a couple if you keep these separations. And so what I'm kind of really getting from here is not so much that, oh, this is telling you to break up. If you want your relationship to work, open your hearts up to communication. And if you are the one that is opening your heart and that is not reciprocated by the person, maybe it is time to give the space and let them heal on their own. Maybe they'll come back to you. However this resonates, in order to be that stronger couple, let each other in on that circle. So quickly, let's just kind of go through the advice of the dead with each deck. I know I kind of did this read a little differently, but like I say, we're all learning tarot together. And what a beautiful way when we just kind of go through and do it ourselves. So with the Santa Muerte card, it's the advice of the dead is accept the changes that are offered in front of you without fear of cutting ties and cutting yourself, old self, from your old positions, old ideas, or preconceptions. A mutation is imposing itself. The change really wants to be there for us. Okay, so let's go to the Ace of Swords. And alright, so with the Ace of Swords, we have evaluate and choose carefully the direction in which you wish to channel your abundant intellectual and subconscious energies. So again, our mind is very powerful. And can you imagine if every human being on this earth channeled their thoughts and their mind to positive thoughts on how beautifully we can change the world? Okay, so let's go back to the major arcana with the moon. I don't know, does that look familiar to you all? I love the moon. The moon is my favorite card in tarot. And so yes, that image should look familiar to everybody. Okay, so here with the moon, the advice of the dead is put your intuition, or trust your intuition, but continue to listen and to observe what surrounds you to discern its true nature. You know, the gift of discernment is very important. You know, so our minds are very powerful. Let's not use our minds to block us and imprison us. Let's allow our minds to continue with the transmutation, the transformation, the birth of a whole new us that is coming. Let's switch over to our jumper card and look at the Two of Cups, which is also the Lover's Cup. The advice of the dead is gain well-being and happiness when you have rightly accumulated it, but also when you have received and prepared for the next steps to take. Whoa! Can I read that again? Gain well-being and happiness when you have rightly accumulated it, but also when you have received and prepared for the next steps to take. So, is this card really telling us that we're not prepared to take those steps? The universe really is calling to each of us to grow in our own way. We're all in our own position on our journey. So the changes are there. The universe is waiting to guide us. God is waiting to tap into us with however you connect with the source. So with that, beautiful souls, I am going to sign off, and I'm going to send you love, light, and many, many blessings, and I will see you next week. Take care.